I might go buy some Cartiers for all my savages.
What's good, everyone? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to do the fire face effect that you've just seen in the clip before this. And without further ado, I'm going to get straight into it. So the good thing about this effect is that it's really simple. You don't have to do any masking. It takes like only a few seconds of tracking. And really all you need is just this one overlay. That's going to be in the link in the description. So you can start by just throwing it into your composition and setting it to screen so you can see kind of where it's going to be. And then you just want to come here, hit S, hit T, and hit P so you can keyframe the scale and position and opacity. And you're going to want to come to the start of the clip, put the opacity to like 0, and then go like maybe 5 frames forward and set this to 100 so it like fades in.
I might go buy
Like that. And the next thing you want to do is bring up the scale so it like fits the size of the person's head. And from then on, you're just going to want to keyframe the position. Right, go every few frames, make sure it's like staying on their head. You can adjust the scale if the guy gets closer, and just make sure it's staying on his face, like that. You know, go here, if it moves a little bit, bring like that, change the scale, just kind of have it like that.
I might go buy some Cartiers for all my savages.
And yeah, there you have it. But you know, this kind of looks pretty basic. This is just the tracking part of it, so you can pre-compose this. Hit move all attributes into the new composition, hit OK, and then set this composition to add. And the next thing you want to do is add a glow. And here you can just kind of change the glow settings to whatever you want. Personally, I like using deep glow with these kinds of settings. It helps the fire look really realistic and just makes the glow look realistic in general.
I might go buy some Cartiers for all my savages.
And yeah, you have that. The next thing you want to do is make a solid that's going to be like a similar color to the fire, so something like this. And you're going to want to hit Q 3 times. You're going to want to make this little mask, right? Bring it here, adjust it to like the size of the artist's face, hit M, and then keyframe the mask path, and do the same thing you did with the fire. Just kind of keyframe the overlay over his head, like this. It doesn't have to be as perfect as the fire overlay, but ideally it's going to be, you know, it's a pretty smooth track, so it doesn't look choppy. Just bring it like this. And once you have it fully tracked, like we have here, just cut it to the length of your thing. And then hit F. You know, mask it out a decent amount. Hit add, and then bring it under here. And you know, turn the opacity pretty far down, only have it at like 26%, and use the same opacity keyframes as before, so you can just keyframe it here, go like maybe 6 frames, and then set it back to the value you had before. In my case, I'm going to use 26, and this is how you make it look like, you know, more realistic, like there's actually a glow on his face.
I might go buy some Cartiers for all my.
And the next thing you want to do is come here, click adjustment layer. You know, you can bring it like here and here, and you're going to want to copy the mask from this thing and put it on the adjustment layer, and you're going to want to add this thing, heat wave, and you're just going to play around with the intensity. And this is what, it doesn't matter as much, but if we go into like full resolution, it just makes it look like, you know, there's a little bit of a heat wave ripple over his face. and you know, put it all together, you get this.
I might go buy some Cartiers for all my.
You can also move it above the ring of fire if you want.
I might go buy some Cartiers for all my.
You don't actually see much of it. If you want it to be more visible, just turn down the feather and turn up the heat intensity.
For all my savages.
And you have that. Yeah, that's pretty much the effect. If you did enjoy, do be sure to leave a like, you know, subscribe, check out the rest of the tutorials in the channel. You know, these are tutorials that can really help you. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.